mappers in there and indeed just not breezing through in the way that they might expect. So we've seen the best, we've seen the worst of these guys a little bit. GamerLegion towards the end of yesterday evening I think was so clean for me though, so they can tap back into that. G2 are going to have a hard time of it, but we're straight into it. They're not wasting any time. Charging up into Banana, and it's Snacks that leads the way in both the prong and of course the kills, looking very good there on the attack.
Bomb goes down. And unfortunately, nothing really G2 can do in a round like this. You can get a couple of exits out of Banana. That seems to be the case for Heavy God. Some players had a little tap through the smoke, couldn't find anything, but that in turn sort of baits them maybe not to exit out that direction, go towards Heavy God, and here he is, waiting for exactly that. A little tune being played. Hypex. We'll see off Heavy God.
As they're all, not all of G2, but the majority of them excited to maybe play against Snacks again. You might have an idea of how he approaches things, of course. Nerds struggling slightly. He's only get one. There's some more damage that comes through. The rotations are here quite fast, but they are dealt with. GamerLegion decisive here with the B take once again. And they walk into a semi-stack. You know, they were very quick on those rotations, but not on the site itself. Doesn't work out. Just going to be Heavy God here to find 3 on his own. Bomb plant takes some time. Res left very low, so I could see him making some money, but I think the round itself is surely not going to happen from here.
Yeah, exactly. Heavy God. Have you got anything for us at the tail end? I doubt it, to be perfectly honest. A consolation kill, maybe. Res is pretty low. We're going to check as well as the other question. Well, it's a bit of a half check.
Tournament. And he looks to take that to G2 here and keep up the trend. They are going B again, and they are going B again fast. It's Nerds all by himself. Again, rotations will come around. Nerds trying to, you know, get the shoulders out, make it seem like there's a bit more going on the site. Maybe needed 1 kill. Are they going to now try and respond? Flashes in. He's to spam down 1. Still lost control of the site, but it does kind of work out a little bit. Nerds with all this aggressive stance really confuses them, really slows down the T side, and it buys a lot of time for the CTs to get back in, to find a man advantage. In fact, they are going to lose the site in the bomb plant, but maybe feeling confident about their position. There's no kit available, though, is the big thing here. I think this is a very tough retake, even though G2 do have a man to the good.
They've really grouped together here. 3 going to dive out from coffins. What does the Famous of Heavy God do? He's waiting for his time. They're making their move now. They're not exactly going quiet about it as they round the corner, but Rez for the first. Hypex, one of his own as well. They're shutting this down excellently. They're not giving over fights that are unnecessary, and there's absolutely nothing that can be done. Heavy God finds nice. You just pounce upon that space from where they've died, and they might do the same here. Snacks is just on the edge of the smoke. Shoulder spotted. He'll lose his life to some pious in the swing. Oh. And a couple of taps from Rez will get it back in blood.
Little whoopsie daisy, I think. Some pious with an overstay for sure.
He was the AK.
Yeah. Been kicked out of the house, though, for overstaying his welcome after the party's finished, man. Either way. Looking pretty good here. The 3-on-3 on the site itself. Still a pretty good defense for G2, I think it's safe to say. But I like the distraction over at B. Might draw a player across there.
The thing is, they want that to happen, right? They're really needing Torsen to draw that attention there, but it doesn't happen. That's the issue. 3 stuck up here, but Nurtle just peek his head round the corner. Hunt will do the same, and they both meet the same fate. It's Rez and this AK. He's ripping heads, and he's looking for a little bit more as well. It's Torsen who rounds the corner. The bomb on his back as well, and the rounds all. They do the exact same thing, and they meet the exact same fate. All he has to do is post up and wait. Brilliant work. 4-0. Money is less than adequate over towards G2, so a lesser buy here for them. MP9 in the FAMAS is as good as it gets.
Torsen to entry up. Once again, the first kill going the way of GamerLegion. Maybe they have really done their homework here and just spotted some insane banana issues for G2. Because it does feel like that is sort of the area that they're abusing at the moment. Maybe a bit easier in a round like this as well to just sort of kick them while they're down. It is going to be a gamble for G2. A full gamble as Heavy God is on his way slowly. And there's no noise on A to draw him back towards that bomb site. So, yeah, this is a bloodbath in the making. Just a question of which way it might go. Smoke is good. They step on it a little bit. I'm not sure what kind of an effect that's going to have. Feels like not much, yeah. He doesn't have anyone else around him or up there with him. A little bit of a break coming in from some Pious. He's just trying to bait them in. He's like, yo, come and get me. You know where I'm at. Come and get me. Matty's going to be the first one to go down here. Sun Pious does fall. Player up on the boost.
More of that defaulty modern day CS2 of the push and pull. They go back for a standard B here. Snax is toying with them a little bit, but it's Hunter. Actually, on the other side, to open up proceedings, is Torsen will be the first to fall. Bomb's not full committed just yet, but it will be a Snax will dive out behind the initial two that are trying to send themselves out from Balk. PR's already fallen. Technically, they can still cancel here. I don't know if it's going to be any use, though.
An advantage. Interesting smoke there. It's just giving space into the mini pit here. On top of each other, though. It's a very weird...
Behind, won't do anything. And PR's got the spoiler res to take apartments control.
Just halfway, not looking to go too deep into the apartments at the moment. G2 with a setup change here as well. Could be really nice. Flash comes over. Don't care how many players that blinds. You're not beating a setup like this with just a solo move. They will find the first kill. Jig is up on that one. G2 know it. They're able to adjust their setup in kind. Hunter immediately moves towards B. And the rest of the boys change up their angle, depending on how the next couple of rounds go. You know, this is crunch time in this first half for sure. Hypex going to catch the Heavy God. Hunter tries to respond here. Dangerous move from him. Meanwhile, Pious keeps his trigger nice and light. Looking to find another one here, but smoked off pretty heavily, as is Arch. So, faking things out. Not going long, though. They're all moving in through short, and this is where, of course, the CT is kind of the only place they can watch with where those smokes have come in. Counter flashes are good. There's some support as well from the M4 to just see this one off. Pious at the back end of the site. Undealt with until Hypex comes around with a quick flick.
Pistols don't even get out the armor. Sticking around, you'd love a bomb plant, but it feels pretty unfortunate. Uh-oh. Second nade or CR Torsen, he stays in the same exact spot and meets an early grave.
Looking good here to just hold the line. GamerLegion hoping to find the random headshot. Just made the round a bit more interesting. But really keen start from them. G2 themselves showing the best of these CT setups. You know, a great couple of rounds once they managed to break the deadlock. Very, very impressed with what they were able to give us. Pious chimes in for one. He wants a little bit more. Oh, changing up the angle, and it certainly works out. Had to be careful there. I think that was like his third or fourth repeat. PR the only one left now.
They see the AWP as an alarm bell and they fall away.
Torsen is insanely blind. No idea where he was. Will he get traded out here is the big question. All this counter utility, though, is so good from the CT side. And look at Matty's go. One-man army. Nading a spray to back it up. Just pummeling them in the dirt. Absolutely no chance at this. 2 on 5. The HP bars are not here. Let's all go down. He's Happily traded by Matties. It's all on PR, 36 HP. Might even be an argument for him to try and hold on to the AK.
Nothing around. Also, some PCs being given away with Vitality. I'll click on those banners as well.
Yeah, plenty going on at the moment to get involved in. We've had a good number of upsets as well, so maybe some opportunities for the more daring of you out there. Torsen with a little bit of a trade. Nothing coming in this round. All going to come down to the last of the half, of course, to see if GamerLegion can kind of shore up their half after a 5-0 start. Disappeared. Not only have they been losing rounds, I don't think we've really seen them have a competitive one since they last won, to be honest.
Can't remember the last time they planted.
Yeah.
You know, it's really pretty damning. I can see why G2, you know, they were saying they wanted to play against GameLegion, not only because they get to play against Snacks, former teammate, but also because they've got their number.
So let's see if they can make anything of this. A big round coming in for GamerLegion. There's just so much work, so much hard work done here, I think, in this first half. A big game, a big map as well on the cards. GamerLegion maybe feeling that they were in position to start taking this one, but Hunter and the gang have got other ideas. Hunter getting aggressive in this as well. Contact move, so daring. It will work out. Nerds on the other side of the smoke here as G2 have put themselves further forwards. Nerds is a monster in Banana. Oh my God. An absolute demon with the three-piece.
What were we saying as well, right? Everybody's had a moment for G2. Bar Nerds, but there's still time. There's your time. Oh, yeah.
Holding round this corner. He's got a lot of support as well, as they will indeed be baited in. Nice little Molotov. Hypex so comfortable to take the fights. He gets another. It's Torsen who falls quick. Heavy God keeps him coming. Rez now on the site. He's had a chance to shore up his crosshair. Still not quite sure enough to win out the round. 2-on-2 for this retake.
Hunter playing towards laps as well. Leaves some pies on the side. They want to cut rotations. Oh, and he might just find the gap here. PR, you're in trouble. There he is. Down he goes. And the last man as well, known quantity, Snacks. In a 1 versus 2, got to roll back the years.
I think it is safe to say Nerds with his trusty MP7 here. I don't think they're coming to him. He's going to have to go to them. Actually, no, they do push into him. So opening kill for GamerLegion. And all this action is happening early enough in the round that the rotations will come through. They can still give this a good, solid try. There's no kit available. Maybe if one guy goes down quick here, I think you start the conversation about, okay, let's give it another go in the next round. But I still do like the look of this, and timing in the apartment's going to be everything. He's spotted, but could still get some damage done here.
Yeah, he tries to swing in for the trade as well. Smoke will come down. Hunter's going to find a brief gap on that smoke, which deletes Hypex from contention as Matties finds PR. That'll all but confirm things. They try to put the pressure on and go on to...
Yeah, not looking good. Fuel greater pistol serve. Snacks trying to bait in. It is a pretty heavy stack. Oh, and PR with a quick one.
He's good with a deagle, PR.
Hopefully, yeah, he really is. Hopefully we'll make them reconsider their choices. And if not, I'm a little scared. Oh, taking the peaks themselves, though, GamerLegion, trying to force it. Nerds is just ever confident for that. Really clean stuff. Does seem to have worked. We'll go back to turning up. Still some utility available for the T side here, but plenty of options, and really well played after losing that first kill is to just chill and see what the response might look, see if there's anything else in there from GamerLegion. And there was. They overfaced, they give the kills back, they give the man advantage back.
PR shoulder's been spotted. Still lucky to be alive. Torsen remains residing on this side. 30 seconds. This could still be a little dicey. The molly will tick. Nerds will swing. On for the eco ace here as well. Nerds, let's see. Potentially he might get it. Unplanted. The remaining 2 of PR and Rez. They're just taking hopeful pop shots to try and cause some sort of damage, but it's not going to happen. very small tags here. And it's G2 to lock in the 10th. There was a moment there that round could have been a little bit funky. One of those kind of rogue low buys that, because of the numbers alone, can overwhelm. But not to be. Looks like it will just be that constellation kill. Nerds with 3 for him. And they stick around in case anybody makes a late move, i.e. like PR here, who's just trying to draw something out. He's going to be heard. He's going to be dropped by Matties as well. Get away from the bomb.
And we've got this super effective Ancient coming up next. And a super effective G2 on that map as well. You know, the way that they've been looking here in this tournament, in this series.
Are we back?
Maybe.
Nobody beats us 11 times in a row, says GamerLegion.
Snack's have been saying that every round.
Yeah.
Nobody beats us 8 rounds in a row. Oh, no,
Nobody
9
beats
rounds
us
in a row.
9 rounds in a row.
10 rounds in a row. 11? Yeah, 11's the number. I found it, guys. Nobody beats us 11 times in a row.
I had a premonition.
Unless
11 rounds in a row. Nobody beats us 11 rounds in a row. New boy of nerds. And some pious to try and bail them out here. 2-1 towards the site itself. It's just playing on the edge of this smoke. He's being held by the AWP. Flash over, seen off by Hypex for his second kill. And the last man is dead to rights.
Tries to... And it does become an easier said than done type mission. G2 not wasting any time here as they go bursting on through. Rez tries to keep them at bay. Matty's trying to shoot out the back of his head or something. Not quite sure what that was. It's comical, to say the least. But they do trade him out. They do actually gain control of the A-bomb site. Maybe... and they only tweak it ever so slightly into the following round, and it works. So, yeah, very, very effective stuff from G2 as a unit. Going to be 4 on A here. Careful. 4 for both sides, technically speaking, but will they be ready for this CT defense? Hypex doing so well around that pillar. Knows his angles, knows his... I've forgotten the word. I was going to say trigonometry, but I don't think that's correct. Heavy God! Wait a minute. Keeping the dream alive.
I can't believe Hypex stays alive for as long as he does. Like, even... you know, 2 different people kind of shooting on either side of the pillar would just chip him away enough that I should see him off. But they don't. Snacks isn't behind here. He should have this round kind of dead to rights. Heavy God is pretty low. Moving his way forward on the cross. He does get over. Snacks is still in behind. They've got to turn around. Nerds won't. And Snacks gets one. Could get the last as well. Upon a tap on towards the pillar. He's staying alive. Oh my God, Snacks nearly.
The whole thing around like standing closer to an angle. Yeah, I think it feeds into it, but like standing closer to an angle and further away from an angle, the guy can see you because you're slightly chunky and all that. So he does well to stay near the pillar while also bobbing and weaving, and that makes him very, very hard to hit. Also makes it harder for him to hit shots, but you know, that maybe wasn't the mission.
And he still did hit a shot as well, so credit to him.
Yeah, the GOAT. We're enjoying him for sure. And he's a saving grace in this game, to be honest. Dynamic as well on the B-bomb side. This time around! God, how was that ever hit? That is crazy. Quicker than the eyes can see, and the flank is also too quick to be considered. Matty's suddenly finds himself all alone. GamerLegion and all this kind of stuff, you know, very, very dirty tactics.
Yeah, he's
common at the time.
Here's a clip where he just says, like, you know, sometimes I just want to just go out there and just, you know, sometimes I just want to hit someone just to feel something. It's like, mate, you need help.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Yeah. Someone needs to check your head, fella.
All brought about by Leeds United. Maybe in like the decade before him.
Do you know what? I would argue that. I would say no. I don't think that's true. I would say it's Wimbledon. They were not cases.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll take your word for it. I know you are a big fan.
Well,
all right, we're back in. Yeah, no, of course, but of the game. But we are back in. Quick 1-for-1 set. The AWP chimed in and a wild spray down. It must have been an advanced apps position for Hypex, so taking it back a little bit with like a JW spawn-based push of the apps. Speaking of pushes, PR will find a quick headshot. got some support here as well in the form of Snacks up on that boost, and the smoke is not good enough to deal with him. PR gets another. They've shut it down.
This Tech 9 and a Tech 9 rush. Torsen gonna get 2. He's looking for 3 as Deagle pulled out, bomb dropped, and a swing will lose his head. And in doing so, Hunter and Nerds will combine. There's a flanking towards Long, which Rez somehow just about survives. But he can't deny this bomb being planted. An AK and an AWP scooped up, a re-smoke twice in towards Moto. There's still legs on this. G2, this quick, punchy round has made GamerLegion a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, for sure, but definitely not over just yet, right? This is the key thing. GamerLegion now looking to try and mount the comeback. They're slow going. Not loads of time left to get this one in, and I think maybe start the conversation about saving, but they are going. Leg comes in, Tech comes in. That's surely the conversation. G2 do not fancy testing it.
Yeah, you're right. This time, Torsen opting not to go for that kind of like swing or play. Oh my god. Could have lined up 2 there. It's opened up by Snacks. $30 seconds. I have a lot of time here. They're going for a late pop towards A, but there is bodies here to meet them. This might be an absolute bloodbath as they round this corner. They just drop Util. Perfectly played. We're not greedy and wanting to fight here, GamerLegion. They know they can just play the clock. 15 seconds. Time still ticking. Up close. Hypex will draw them in. So Rez in towards Cold's Aero box. I really do. Is Heavy God going to check this? No, not even. Head taken swiftly off the shoulders, and Rez given the luxury of getting out of there. Even with a bit of spam that they do, it's not enough. Yeah, dry peeking. That feels unnecessary for me. At least go with the flash. PR will fall, and you're always going to lose out. You're going to give Nerds opportunities like that. They've taken the B site.
Yeah,
one mistake has cost them the whole site.
Oh, a little tough, and I think Snacks wanted to go in there. Didn't quite round the corner cleanly enough. It's a big old gap at Coffin, however. So this is definitely something that is usable for GamerLegion. 4 flashes available. I think if they're used correctly, could make a big difference. Nice little Molotov. Torsen, is he going to line anything up for us? He's really just trying to play the long con over here and hopefully catch his opponent off guard, and he will do just that. It's all on to Matties to stop the OT here. There's a player on the bomb, and I think the defuse is just going to be enough. He's far too far away.
Late in towards regulation, and now we're at a bit of the, you know, the great reset. Money reset, the econ, all of this, and you'd assume a lot of the momentum too.
Ooh. Yeah, just in the way. They wanted to put their best foot forward here in the opening round of this. It's a lot of damage there onto 2 different players, but unable to net the frag. Speaking of, they eat one of their own. PR back in. The crosshair is in the right place here, but he's not wanting to give the game away until he absolutely needs to, and then he's traded. It's a mess over here. Lovely find from Rez, however, to keep the numbers good for GamerLegion.
Under a minute. And group up towards apartments. Issue is, there's 2 towards A here, and the 2 from B are rotating. Well, at least one of them is. Snacks is coming back over. So this will be a numbers even fighting towards his A site. Oh, and Snacks' timing could be pretty excellent. He's just waiting for the cross here. Smoke faded. He has little jiggle peak spots, nothing. Smoke down, Molly on towards long corner. They're going to get out in front of this. Snacks is feeling like basically the make or break on this round. And he will be. That's the bomb dropped. And this will be a round. Yeah. The span behind the smoke, and he's going to come up in a huge way. It's Nerds who's found. They could be good there. There's 2 players boosted, but it tags 3, in fact. GamerLegion, their banana side presence is excellent at the moment.
Yeah, and just take that. Back off. No need for anything else. No need to get greedy. Kind of got a bit greedy with it in the previous round, but now they're in a different spot where it's like we can shore up our position massively. And it's a post-timeout round as well. If you can disrupt one of those rounds, they're just really, really valuable. Because if G2 lose this, they probably look around and are like, bro, I've done everything I can. I don't know what else we can cook up here. Sax to hold the line. PR in on the new box as well.
Ooh.
Not looking good as they're rounding that corner. They will take him down. 4 versus 3. Still a good position for GamerLegion.
Yeah. Spam. Can't quite find the denial of the bomber. Some pious holds. Not gonna chance it. He's gonna hit the shot. If he doesn't, he's probably dead to rights, and he will. That is a sharp reaction from Sampaius. Back into the 3 versus 3. Now they wait as Hypex will try and do the same, which he does. Wins out on the quick swing. Sampaius holding the angle wall 4 flat. Matties is here. He'll find the first, and he tucks back in. He's trying to buy time, and Matties is going huge. The last man of Rez just can't seem to find the shot, and when he does, it's oh too late. Bomb is ticked, and Heavy God might just go down with the ship. He gets his... Very slow around here from G2. There's not a lot on offer.
Yeah, looking for a back off. Try and make the A-bomb site work. 25 seconds. Warp on the site. Torsen as well. Passive angle here. You know, we quite like the look of this for sure. That was the key kill if he managed to gain control in there. Hypex comes close, but somehow doesn't land it. We are going to trade out Heavy God nice and quick. So it is even numbers, but this A-bomb site, man, so tough to retake. There isn't a smoke available to replenish. All going to be on the orb for me. Flash is perfect, and they will deal with him. Charging through now. It's a slightly different graveyard, of course, to deal with. Still going to be awkward as that player out in the open.
Real credits to GamerLegion to come back alive into this. They look checked out for so damn long. And let's see, the T side's going to go quick towards the A side. It's Rez to open up proceedings. He wants more. He knows the play around this corner, and that's where Hunter swings in to bail them out. His molly could be good as he'll cross towards the site. Oh, there's a cheeky gap on that smoke. One he might utilize as Snacks will get spammed down through it.
Advantage G2. Can they use it? A conversion absolutely needed here. You want to obviously keep GamerLegion off of 15. But if they are going to get it, it can't happen early. Can't be threatening the loss here. Nerds with some information off the back of the flash. They did think about maybe rotating away, but Hunter comes back in. Even Heavy God is now back on his way as well. So they seem to smell a rat over here in Banana. What timing on that Molotov. Absolutely brilliant. Nerds is on an unlikely angle. An open sandbag corner. He won't get checked. He is dealt with, but kind of begins to confirm where the round's going to go. Sampaius is still not moving just yet. As that smoke comes in, he will surely start to think about it. Is he even going to be needed, I suppose, is the big question. As it's all down to Torsen, 11 HP to his name. It's kind of the only option, but it does look like they're putting all their chips in over here. Sampaius is quick. And the thinning of the numbers that fast is really not good for GamerLegion. Nice little smoke to break it up as well. There's a lot more presence towards shore than maybe you were expecting. And on the fly utility usage here from GamerLegion to try and figure it out. Sampaius far too effective, but then Rez sideswipes them, catches them totally off guard with his pathing. And we'll get that bomb down. Doesn't really matter all that much as a conversation. They need the rounds. They need to convert this somehow. 3 versus 2. Low HP bars as well. Nice find from Rez. Oh my goodness. The tracking is clean. They're not ready for the apps player though. It's all going to be on Hypex. Bullet is forced out. This player behind is not... And it left on the clock. Nobody's going down as yet. GamerLegion have taken a battering, but they all survived to tell the tale. And it looks like it will be a B finish here now.
So Pius on the angle. You really see PR trying to draw attention towards A. I mean, it's working. There's 3 players there. Second time Pius hits a shot. You assume Nerds throws a bit of util to try and slow them down, and they come. Speaking of, let's see how he deals. There we go. Rez deleted. Of all the people to find as well, it's him. And some Pius is going to make it too. That orb is connecting at the moment. And Nerds is still unknown in towards backside. The time is ticking. 20 seconds on this clock. And Nerds alone in towards his backside could do it all. To see off this round, he swings. He finds just the one. And Hypex surely no chance in hell. Some Pius has had a screamer of a round with 3 kills to his...
Hoping, I think, for some resistance in Cave. And there's just nobody there. They're smoked off by their own volition. They'll start bursting through it, and maybe the Glocks up close can get the damage done. And indeed, they do, despite the 4 men being on that B-bomb site. G2 still able to come out on top.
Bomb has been planted.
PR, surely no chance. And the setup, you know, is 2 players quite aggressive, and the third of Heavy God is passive. His knee is still spotted there, but it's just not enough. Like, it doesn't work in PR's favor. He needs to cash the heads. And now they start swinging. He runs out of ammo.
Difficult start to this map on the way. In all honesty, I think they just have to be very, very careful here on the GamerLegion side not to let things get out of hand. They've opted to go in for Force by now and immediately shut down. 2 quick kills coming in. You know, it just is going from bad to worse here.
Wow. You know me, I don't love that force buy decision. Just going to give G2 a nice little runway to start off this T side. Could easily have a much stronger gun round heading in towards round number 3 and try and build upon that. PR will just shell up close here with Hypex and try and keep these 2 SMGs alive, but a very simple one for G2. I do wonder whether there's any late look to hunt here. So Pius is not too far away from it. Oh, shoulder spotted. Now surely is a bit of temptation.
Ooh,
nice shot.
A random element because everyone's meant to be on such a level playing field. But on a personal level, it feels like, damn, I should have hit that shot and then I could have got one more. So we'll get in your head, GamerLegion. I worry for them that this...
I've got to query something.
Is going to get bad. Yeah, go on.
You put mechanics as a random element?
Well, sort of like across all 10 players.
See, I would say for me, that's the... I would say it's the other
like,
way. Like, I would say mechanics are not random because they're so diligently trained. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then, like, kills, if everyone's even, surely it is outside factors that create kills is kind of what I mean.
Yeah, there's obviously always outliers.
If you put a player
like
in front of... Yeah, exactly. And that's why a Donk gains so much traction.
Yeah.
Because he's able to, like, squeeze that margin
to the limits. Yeah.
But what pro players?
Yeah, unless it's like the very, very top end, like your Donks, your Monacies. Then you do get the low end as well. Like, you know, we have seen the conversations
of course.
About
and once in a while it comes in.
You know, Carrigan at the moment, right?
Yeah.
First proper gun round for GamerLegion. They traded blows, losing Matties, losing Snacks. Hunter's taking damage, and now so is Heavy God. There's a re-aggress coming down Rampius on Pius. He's ready for it. He was waiting for it as well. He'll get traded out by Rez. The question is, do they expect the second? And now with Nerds piling on the pressure through Red Room, how does this change things? It's starting to just get completely figured out. And we see this quite a bit where A lot of these rounds become very set rounds, very similar. Rez had traded places there. That looks so funny from like a third-person perspective. They'd swapped without even being in util. They just slid on past each other. It's a positive trade. Rez gets one, then Snacks to find one of his own. There might be something brewing in this round. Torsen, some bias. You can do it once. You can't sit in that same spot again and expect the same result.
This has just slipped under. Dangerous peek from Heavy God, though. Nerds on a cook here.
That for me feels like Nerds are saying, essentially, let me cook. Let me do something here. Let's see what he decides. He decides to start moving in towards mid. It's Hunter the first to fall. Nerds is going to continue trying to pile that pressure on and the spamming towards Red Room. It looks pretty damn close.
PR with a clean headshot. So GamerLegion seemingly kicking things off and picking things up. Snacks with another. And it does leave them in a very, very difficult spot now to really roll from. What do they do from here on the G2 side of things? Might potentially behind the smoke be a kill, but... Oh, I was going to say PR's playing it patiently. Wow. It doesn't matter. He's got the moves. He's got the moves and he's got the aim. No harm, no foul. Snacks looking to get in the conversation here. Still Molotov, but PR not forced into an awkward spot. He's still able to keep his gun up. His shot's true. Oh, and Snacks nearly finding the frag onto Matties on the way out. All the same, they've just held mid so very well here. Down to just Matties. They've done a little bit of damage in terms of maybe the econ, but man, the rounds are getting so very dominant. GamerLegion just controlling proceedings from start to finish. Matties alone
here. Rez doesn't fully clear around the corner. He's scared about the counter util that's going to catch him off guard in no man's land, so he'll retract, give that space back up. But spamming on the edge of the smoke, he'll find some fires. First to fall, Nurse will join him. Rez looks for three, and he gets it easily.
Fantastic stuff here. There's a difficult start, but GamerLegion seem to have arrived. Heavy got a Matties, the only two remaining here. Bomb in hand for Matties. Oh, and he's going to creep out. It's a bit of work there. Rez.
Heroics, it wasn't enough. 8 and 4 for him. We're diving in towards B here. Torsen going to be the first test. He gets overlooked by Matties, which that feels criminal to overlook him. It's such a common angle. And with him being overlooked, he ends up getting 2 for it. Same position, not the same result as Rez all falls, Snacks on the tray, but he then gets dropped himself. 2 versus 2 made that 1 versus 2. Hypex immediately hits the deck back in response. This is a crazy back and forth round, but it's all on the shoulders of PR versus some bias. Their last head-to-head, PR won it easily.
A monster, you might say. Some bias moving in slowly here. He's got a bomb to recover. Plenty of time to do it in, though. And PR seemingly is just giving it up for now. Is he flanking? But yeah, not looking to hold that bomb. So it should be a bomb plant for G2 at large. They just kind of want the round, want to break the backs and stop GamerLegion having control of this one. And will come in, and yeah, Sunpice is just so confused in a way that there's no peak happening just yet. Timing is good for it though. Bomb goes down. PR may be able to cross in. Ooh, did he just spot him? He definitely did this time. Sunpice now got a decision to make, just looking to play the bomb. Takes a moment to freshen up his hands off the mouse and keyboard. It's going to be a tap. It's going to be a hold, in fact. Sunpice giving him a lot of...
Still nothing to worry about, really. GameLegion just yet. Only money and back into the buy. Nice nade on towards Matties, but it'll open up proceedings. Swinging out, but a quick trade, but then some pious instant final towards Hypex and a second behind it on PR. So quickly, all that's left is Torsen and Rez, who, yes, you've got mid, but you've got nothing else to fall back on. There's a lurk of nerds coming through A. At the same time as well, they could have very easily taken the B site, but surprisingly didn't commit to it.
Kind of crazy here, isn't it? I think that things are just going so very one-sided all of a sudden. Both teams really working off of the confidence. That's unfortunate for Nerds. Does, however, reveal the location of one of these final players. And again, Nerds given his license to just do what he wants, go crazy and try and win the round, but very confident on those types of moves. Torsen, weird. Not going to be expected. He's holding the wrong side, and he needed another. They're just broken up enough. The trade comes in. Hunter's going to go for the plan. Where is Pious?
He's chilling,
to be honest.
He's vibing.
He's like, you don't need me. It's fine. You got it. You know, I just want to save the AWP, bro. Oh, man, and Rez.
What am I stuck on?
He's right there. He's right there, bro. He's right there. He's right there.
Mouse, what do you think you're stuck on? A lead off the back of your C side will be pretty damning. Yeah, opens up proceedings. Hunter, first to fall in the round, spam down through a smoke. It's not that PR's been getting pretty fortunate with, and Hypex will reaggress, but that was too much. Then Pious dives into the open to scoop up a gun, which will cost him his life. He can drop the bomb, no less, as Torsen finds one for him, leaving Nerds all alone. Overfighting from G2 has cost them here.
Yeah, absolutely. Wanting to try and get back into things with that kind of energy has ended up costing them in a massive way. But difficult to say here if it will have a massive impact on the half, if GamerLegion are able to even things up, or if G2 get the lead that they clearly are desperate to net after the approach in this round. Nerds, I mean, if he takes like 2 or 3, maybe he's done big damage. Maybe he does affect the next round. Does get chance to pick up the bomb and ultimately reset proceedings. He's just so low. I think he's actually giving it. Just going to save. He's got a smoke and a molly, so that's kind of fair enough. Maybe a nice man could drop him a flashbang, but the AK into the next round is invaluable. So anticlimactic finish into this one. There's half a hunt on the way if Rez wants to go for it. Maybe the rest of the team as well, but oh, he does give himself away there with the smoke, so maybe Rez finds it. I think they're just going to try and brute force this.
We will. Let's see what he cooks up with it. He said he needs a smoke. Guys, give him the smoke, unless he threw actually already from spawn. That might be his red rune smoke. They're flashing in towards this B side. They're going to go quick with the Tech 9s. Rez for the first. Make that the second. 4 bullets left in the chamber. Is it going to be enough? Make it now. Just down to the pistol.
Incredibly well and just could not see it over the line. Not once, but twice. Hunter trained in with the Julies here. Spamming away. They will overwhelm him. Nerds is behind, though, to try and find a couple of heads. I thought he'd get another one there, but not the case. They've lost control of the A-bomb site, but they still have control of the round, they would feel. One plank coming in. Heavy God's got some Julies here. He's going on the long flank. Walking all that way. It's going to take a lot of time, folks, so they have to get in there fast once Heavy God activates. Maybe trying to get in there ahead of him, and the Julies at that kind of range. Unpredictable, unreliable, and Heavy God misses out on the opportunity to find a kill. They are all forced into a really difficult close quarters battle here, but those Glocks thrive in this kind of environment.
Oh.
Heavy God takes 2. There's no time, though, and Hypex knows what's up. Not even going to drop him, but he's won the round out with patience. Should eventually get him here, you feel.
Yeah, like we said, a loss here. Maybe you might start entertaining the conversation of a decider, but it's Matties and Heavy God who've got other ideas. Oh, Matties, that 5-7 is singing loud and proud. finds two. Heavy God's FAMAS will spam for a second of his own, and they have shut down the B-side pop. They try and go for something pacey, a little bit of a punchy round, and GamerLegion get decimated.
Crazy stuff. Once again, to predict, harder to work around for GamerLegion. I think that's exactly what happens. It's doing a bit of the same here, though. Flashes himself. How often do you see that at the top level of the game? MP9, though, stands strong. They can't deal with him. Somehow Hunter finds all three and is left on 50 HP. And he's got the bomb. Perfect moment for the captain of G2.
Last two of a Deagle and a Tech 9. I mean, high pace doesn't even have armor, so I can't really expect too much in this round, to be honest. In towards cave, they have found technically a gap to try and wrap in behind here, but I don't think it's going to make too big of a difference with that bomb drop. This is next to nothing on offer. Hypex, will he consider this cross angle? He's got to be. He's keeping eyes sort of trained on it. He's not peeking around the corner of Donut as well for exactly this reason. Get a little scooped up. But head lost. Save for Heavy God for a nice shot. PR always good for it. Oh, just got a molly and a nade. They can come down at a decent time. It would be huge. He's just going to opt actually to play the fights here. It'd probably be better used in a spot like this by some Pius as Hunter takes first contact, and that's when you could drop the U-Torp, but they're waiting for the swing. This could be a massacre. They line up for a couple, but some Pius who's actually just going to be tapping away. Hunter doesn't actually get any of them. He's on for the ace, and he gets denied by Torsen's Deagle, but the job done in this round. Two quick rotations over, the third not too far
with
behind.
An incredibly high ceiling that we've just not seen as much of into this iteration of the game, you might even say. But certainly a hot pickup for G2, and has his moments. Matty's to open, Rez to trade. Matty's looking for a bit more, but not able to get it just yet. GamerLegion with the mid control.
In. Take Chi to control. It's Rez to fall down to 3 now. I mean, for GamerLegion, they're taking map control. They're just not utilizing a lot with it. Spotted by Heavy God. Hunter's going to be testing in a second, most likely. And some Pius can hold for the deep cross from main. Have you got to target? The shadows will favor him on this peak. There's one. Looking for the second, can't quite get it. The AWP's got to slightly hightail it.
Ooh, some Pius with a big find. He does go down. It is a good job that he's able to get a kill. Hypex trying to get the plant, but there's a player ready and waiting for him. Crisp shot. Checks out for another. Matty's in from CT here. Absolutely got to get this one done for G2. Super winnable situation, however, for Hypex. Matty's will just take it simple. Comes out, catches the back.
Potentially has furthered the woes. They don't up to full force in this here. Instead, they're going to go for the Tech 9s. And it's a quick move towards A, which there's no one here. So they do get the site. There's nothing they can do about denying that, but kills through the smokes will be good.
Yeah, sometimes a 50-50 around whether a CT side is like putting more resources into mid or A. And once in a while, you can find an open A bomb site. Usually for like the first 30 seconds to minute of the round. But it can happen. However, they get their kills, right? They put their resources in, they get their kills, they get their control. So should be able to mount a decent enough retake here. It's a little awkward though. Heavy God gets caught flash in hand. Oh man, the rest of the site now trying to push forwards, trying to get a player on that bomb. There's not a lot of time remaining here. Torsen takes one, knife is out, and he may well have found that player.
Yeah. I think
I know. Maybe you do as well, get it in the chat. Straight into the next round.
God, look at
man, it's super G2-sided at the moment.
Oh!
Torsen's got other things to say, as does Snacks, but he is dealt with quickly. That is kind of a shame, actually. I think bit of a pop shot from Some Pious to get that one. And Hypex, well, he's had nothing to do this round. He's been behind a door smoke at B. They will group up on A together here, G2, which is the wrong bomb site. So it's a bomb plant on the horizon, a reset of the round, which is actually really, really handy for an AWPer, I think. Slowly going to move in. And attempt to just clear some angles, get this bomb plant going. Really doing his work. We know this is all a bit futile. And the thing is, the more time he spends here, the more space and information G2 are picking up. So that once clean plan, reset things, try and find fights that will suit him is just now not going to be the case. And he might even get flanked out here.
Bomb down. Heavy God will turn around. I mean, yeah, he's dead to rights.
Against and G2 are showing them that. So maybe in time, GamerLegion's Ancient will continue to improve. They can definitely punch down on it pretty well. Someone that's on their kind of bracket or slightly below it in NIP. They're also able to beat, although pretty close. But when they face off against a much stronger team, you see what happens. They don't quite have the complete game at the moment. Nerds going to be left to deal. Holds for 2. Really well done. They maybe charge out here and not expect some Pious towards a main. That looks to be exactly the case. The smoke's in the way, and he will see it off with the 2-piece on the edge.